Uni KL, kita datang. Uni KL, jadi cemerlang.
Universiti Kuala Lumpur mercutanda pendidikan mara.
Sertai kami bagi pengambilan ke program persediaan diploma, ijazah dan pascasiswaza hari ini.
Layari unikl.edu.my
Where knowledge is applied
and dreams realized.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Welcome to Rising in Unity webinar with Yang Berbahagia, Dato Mohd Azizulhasni Awang, the Pocket Rocket Man, brought to you live from UniKL Royal College of Medicine Perak in conjunction with UniKL Language Olympiad 2021. I am Ahmad Shahir and I will be the moderator for today. Before we begin, we would like to seek your kind cooperation to share the Microsoft Teams or Facebook Live links with all your friends, colleagues, and family members. Please fill up the attendance form in the link provided at the end of this webinar for an e-certificate. In addition, YBhg points will be also awarded to all UniKL students. For those joining via Microsoft Teams, please ensure that your microphone is muted throughout the program. There will be a question and answer session at the end of the program. Therefore, please write your question in the Teams meeting chat or Facebook comment section for our next course of action. The webinar will begin shortly. Please stay tuned. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera and good afternoon. Yang berbahagia, Dato Mohd Azizulhasni Awang, Malaysian professional track cyclist and silver medalist Tokyo Olympic 2020. Yang berbahagia, Profesor Dato Dr. Khairul Subari, Deputy President, Student Development and Campus Lifestyle, Universiti Kuala Lumpur. Yang berbahagia, Associate Professor Dr. Tuan Salwani Awang Elias Saleh, Director, Center for Student Development, Universiti Kuala Lumpur. Yang berusaha, Madam Nudia Iswa Nur Jasni, Program Director, UniKL Language Olympiad 2021. Senior Management Members of Universiti Kuala Lumpur, representative from management members, staff and students of Universiti Kuala Lumpur, Government-Linked Universities GLU and Institusi Pendidikan Mara IPMA. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rising in Unity webinar in conjunction with UniKL Language Olympiad 2021. For your information, the webinar is organized by the Center for Student Development UniKL in collaboration with Student Development Department UniKL RCMP. And the main objective of this webinar is to promote and improve a sense of unity among all UniKL community to rise and survive in the new norm. Audience will also learn many tips for success from the expert and from those who have made it big in their life. On that note, without further delay, let me introduce to you our honorable guest speaker for today. Yang berbahagia Dato Mohd Azizulhasni bin Awang was born in Dungun, Terengganu, Malaysia on 5th January 1988. He is the eighth among 9 siblings in his family. He received his primary education at SK Batu 48 and continued his secondary studies at SMK Sultan Omar in Dungun and later transferred to National Sports School in Bukit Jalil to fulfill his dream to be an athlete with his major interest in cycling. He graduated with a Bachelor of Sports Movement from Victoria University in Melbourne, Australia. He is now an international professional track cyclist. Our guest speaker inspired all of us by winning medals for World Championships, Asian, Commonwealth, and Olympic Games. And just recently, he made all Malaysians proud once again by winning a silver medal in Tokyo Olympic 2020. Assalamualaikum and welcome to the webinar, Dato'.
Okay, my apologize. Thank you, my apologize. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here today with the webinar Raising in Unity. I would like to thank you so much to UniKL management, all the VIPs, students, and of course everyone who participated in our webinar today. Thank you so much. I hope that our sharing session today will be beneficial to everyone. And we hope that we all can learn 1 or 2 things from my sharings today. And I'm really looking forward to spend my time with you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Dato'. Yeah, thank you so much for taking your time to be with us today. We understand your busy schedule in your training and in your daily life as an athlete. So, to the rest of you, untuk anda yang ingin bertanyakan sebarang soalan kepada Dato', you can type your comment in Microsoft Teams platform in the chat, or you can feel free to drop by our comment section in FB Live UniKL page. Okay, Dato'. So you have become a professional track cyclist a decade ago, and we believe that you feel extreme pressure to perform better for our country from time to time. Dato', what are your pushing factors to keep rising and moving forward? And how do you manage high expectations from the people around you, Dato'?
All right, Shahir. If you play sport for fun, it's really like, I can say that it's really fun. you really enjoy the the games, your sports or your events or anything. But what I can share with you and to all our students, if you participated sports at the highest level, at the elite level, Olympics level, it's completely a different environment. As like what you said just now, it's a very extreme pressure to be at this level. And my preparation to Olympics Tokyo is, I think, is the most pressure that I can feel in my career. So, I mean, it's not easy. It's something not easy to handle, of course. Even though I've been in this sport for a very long time, more than 14, 15 years. But of course, as an individual, as a sportsman, we have to prepare lah. We have to prepare on the certain things what we need to do, because I get the pressure from all direction. From the front, from the back, from the side, from the top. Plus, I went to Tokyo as the gold medalist prospect. So it's not something. It's not easy. Everyone, the whole Malaysian put the pressure for me to deliver the first ever gold medal, and myself as well. I put my own expectation, my team, my coaches. So it's something that very extremely high pressure environment. So what is the pushing factor that keep me rising and moving forward, to perform better, not just for the Olympic but for my whole career? I think it's I have the goal that I want to achieve. So it's very clear direction. It's very simple. It's back to when I first started sports. When I first joined the development cycling program at MSN Bukit Jalil. So I moved to Bukit Jalil Sports School when I was 16 years old from Dungun, Terengganu. So at that particular time, I have already wrote down on the piece of paper what I want to achieve in my life. So from the smallest tournaments, at that time is SUKMA, SEA Games, Asian Games, Commonwealth, to the highest, which is Olympic Games lah. And at that time, I know what I want to achieve. I know what I want to be in the next few years. Even though some of the things probably not might go as what you plan, but at least something at the front that you want to chase. I think it's very important to have a clear direction, because it keep yourself on the track. Because sometime in life, you probably gonna you're gonna get away from from what you want to achieve. You get injured. You probably sometime you lose your focus, things like that. But having a clear direction is gonna remind yourself, okay, I have something to achieve in the future. Let's get back on track. Let's keep training harder. Let's forget all these problems or injuries or anything like that. And and then you yourself, you have something that very clear for you. Like KPI that you need to achieve in your career or in your life. And how did I manage the high expectation for people? Of course, it's not easy. Since the first time I moved to Melbourne in 2007 to train under John Bisley, it didn't take long. In I think about 6 months, from someone that very new, from a junior entering the senior level in our cycling program. Within that 6 months, I already took the number one position in our team. So I became the number one for Malaysia. And since then, whenever we go for competition, all the eyes, all the spotlights is on me. If we go in the whole big groups for tournaments, for example, we go 10 or 20 people, if the rest of the team they're not going really well, they don't win or they don't make the final, there's no issue. There's no problem or whatsoever. But if Azizo, if I get second or third, which I don't win the gold medal, I will be in the back page of the newspaper, Azizo gagal. So it's something not easy, But for me, what I can share with all you guys, I focus on the process, because we cannot control other people's talks. We cannot control something that we cannot control. So might as well we focus on what we can control, and that's it. Or that's what I did. For example, when we prepare for Tokyo Olympics, you know that we are facing pandemic COVID-19. So the world is under lockdown in Malaysia, in Melbourne. So I was lucky because I jump on the flight and get back to Melbourne before the international border was closed. But unfortunately, I cannot continue my training because the velodrome closed, the gym also closed for a very long time. I think like almost like more than 6 months. So instead of thinking like when this pandemic COVID-19 will end, like when the world going to back to normal. But for me, we focus on what we can do to maintain our performance, our fitness. So what I did, I tried to find some like basic gym equipment I put in my garage, and I can still doing some of my gym training at home. And same like on the bike, because we cannot go to the track, to the velodrome. So we bring back the bike to my place, and I put on the trainer at home, and I still continue doing the training, even though it's not the same like we practice on the velodrome, but at least we still can do something to maintain our fitness. But at the same time, we also switch on Zoom or video call with other team members, so we can still interact with each other, with the coach, with the staff members. We train them virtually, so it's very important for us to focus on something that we can control instead of being busy with something that we cannot control, because that's gonna waste our energy and our time. And secondly, I think it's also about perspective as well. It's very important when you in the high stress environment or pressure or in difficulty. I mean, it's going to be really, really helpful, and it's going to be good if you can stay positive, because I mean, with the if you have a positive perspective on everything, even though you have a big obstacle in front of you, you will see that as a good challenge. If you look that into negative, it will lead you into everything is about negativity lah. And then it's gonna make your life harder, even harder. So for me, everything, all the challenge, all the difficulties, I look it as something positive. It comes to my life with a reason. It's a challenge for me not to become better version of myself. And apart from that, I think as a Muslim, of course, tawakal lah, everything I already done in terms of my my physical, my personal preparation, what I can do, like what I mentioned with you guys just now, focus on the process, keep training, keep doing whatever I can do. But at the same time, as as a Muslim, I tawakal to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lah. Everything we leave to Allah, we make dua, we hope that Allah will make everything smooth and going well. And I think the last thing, if I can share with all of you guys, it's very important to have self-belief as well. I mean, when you have the pressure, for example, like for me to prepare for the Olympics to win the gold medal, imagine if I go to the Olympics, with a mission, I just want to do my best, or I just go there to make the final. So you go there without like the goal mentality, not like not like a champion. So that's why if you notice, every time when I get interviewed by the press, I will like very confident, I will tell them that I go there to win gold medal, simply because I want to win gold medal. And whenever I mention about I want to win gold medal, is actually sending the message to my brain and to myself to remind myself that I have a big mission in front of me, that I need to deliver gold medal for the country. And that's why every training session that I had leading up to Tokyo Olympic, I gave more than 100%. So I even, if you watch my YouTube channel, I even end up on the buckets, thrown up, puke. And most of the time we felt the jelly legs. We barely can walk after the training session, because we gave more than 100%. So I think that's what I can share with you guys, how to deal under extreme pressure. And I hope that it can be applied to our dearest students at uni as well.
Okay, Dato, thank you so much. So, dear students out there, remember we need to have a clear goal. Okay, we need to have a clear direction in our life. We need to have the goal or winner mentality, like what Dato said, and always be positive and keep our perspective to be always positive. And remember, don't forget to tawakal and doa. Let us move to the second question, Dato. A professional athlete like you need to maintain a high level of discipline to sustain yourself in your career. Besides, you always emphasize the importance of a healthy lifestyle and punctuality in life. How do these factors bring you to be a successful person? And what is your advice to our students to stay motivated to follow a well-disciplined life routine?
All right, Shahir. It's a good question. Yeah, I mean, I always try to share and mention in my social media. It's very important to have a healthy lifestyle. So healthy lifestyle is not just about for us to participate in what I call physical activity. Go out for workout, exercise. But I think it's also important for us to balance on the mental side as well. I mean, a lot of us, they work hard, not just like for me as an athlete, but for example, people working in the office, as a student, we spend enormous amount of time, spent for that work that we need to do. For example, that, maybe uni assignments, or I mean, the work stuff related in the office, or for me with the training. So we spend a lot of time for that, like most of the day we spend the time for our work. Sometimes we tend to forget about our mental health as well. We need to, I mean, be balanced between the both. Otherwise, we cannot perform really well. So I always emphasize that. I always tell to the people that it's very important, to be balanced. I mean, for me, as for example, I spend little bit of the time with the family as well, with the kids. I bring them out. Sometimes if I have like 1 day or 2 days of day off from training, I will go out for like weekend getaway or go enjoy the nature. We do some activities, go to the beach, just to clear out the mind from work. It's very, very important. We cannot, as a human being, we are not machine. We need to have a time off. At least, I mean, little bit or for a short time, shift the focus to do to something else, that I mean, to release the pressure in ourselves. And I think with a healthy lifestyle also can lead into sustainability, which can also translate into, I mean, longer career. We can do something for longer. For example, like me, no, I'm 33 years old. I can still perform really well at the highest level. Not so many athletes can do that. I mean, because of I'd be very balanced with my life, with the training, and also with my private life, my normal life. Most of the athletes, in at this stage, a lot of my friends from different country, usually they tend to retire by end of 20s or early 30s, like that, because they're living in the very stressful environment. It's all about training, it's about chasing the gains, about everything is about perform better all the time. Of course, as an athlete, I want to perform better, but at some point of your life, you have to back off a little bit before you can go even further. You have to know when is the time for you to step back a little bit before you go forward again. And punctuality, of course, is very important. It's part of our self-discipline. It's like our image, our branding, and it shows how serious we are into what we do. When I first came to Melbourne, our gym over here in Melbourne, we started at 6 o'clock in the morning. So when I was in KL, when I was in the junior development program, we start our gym at 8 o'clock in the morning. So okay, we start at 6 o'clock. However, we actually need to be in the gym 5:30 in the morning, which is half an hour before we actually start our training session, because we have to do some preparation. We have to do the warm-ups. We have to do the activations. So that's how the elite athletes do their thing. So they come early, they get themselves prepared, and no, they focus on that little details thing, simply because they have the champion mindset. So I mean, if you really want to become a successful individual, it's very important to look into that little thing. And punctuality is very important. You look at the Japanese people. You don't have to look far. We look at the Japanese people. They are very, very well known for their punctuality. For all the look at their bullet train also. It's very, very sharp on timing. If they say like 5 o'clock, they will be there sharp at 5 o'clock. So I hope that our students can apply that into the life. It's some people they find it's a little bit difficult to be punctual, but it's about how we prepare ourselves. If we know that we need to submit our assignments like probably next week, get ourselves prepare for that earlier. Don't do things last minute. When we cram everything in last minute, and that's why we always run out of time and end up that we cannot with the deadline. And I think I want to share with the student as well. Discipline is very important in the life. It is the foundation for success. Like for me, I know when the first time I step into the elite level, I know if I want to go further in sports, I need to focus on my discipline. And even when I talk to my coach, John Bisley, and also a lot of other athletes, and also my mentor, they're also talking about the same thing. Because with a good discipline, it will lead you into other things that can be related into how to become a better and to become success. Discipline is like your backbone to success. It's very simple. So sometimes it's hard for us, you see like, oh, boleh lah, this guy, he's an athlete, he can wake up early, he can train hard all the time because he's an athlete, elite athlete person. But actually we are the same. We are like you guys. We are human being. We also facing the same thing, and it seems very difficult at the beginning, of course, but later when you keep doing the same thing, you wake up early, you keep doing your work or your assignments on time, you keep study, you do your homework, your participation with all the anything related to unis or work, you keep yourself stay with that momentum, and then it's going to become your routine or your lifestyle. It's very easy. It's very simple. So for me, even though if I'm doing the break after the Olympic, I still wake up early in the morning, like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. I always wake up the same time because it's become part of my life. And same goes with the diet. Even though whenever I had the break going back to Malaysia, of course I want to eat some of the Malaysian punya makanan apa semua. But I know I need to stay disciplined. I cannot eat too much. I cannot have like a big food fiesta. But I eat little bit of everything just to taste. Enough for me. Just to satisfy my feeling. It's not until the point where I want to eat like gila-gila semua kan. So if you adapt that discipline in your life, it will become part of your lifestyle. And as I shared with you guys earlier, most of the people that I met, that I consult, or the mentors or the gurus, they say the same thing. They're all the success people. They have high discipline in their life.
Okay, Dato'. Very interesting. Dato' bangun pukul 4:30 pagi ya, guys. Alright. So that's why okay, with the goal mentality. And then Dato' also have emphasized on you should have a balanced life. Yes, we want to reach certain level, we want to aim for certain goals, but remember, we need to maintain our life balance. We need to, work forward towards achieving sustainability, and definitely punctuality is very important, as Datuk mentioned just now, for us to refer to maybe Japanese culture and so on. Okay, alright. And also Datuk touch on diet just now. Sebab kita selalu follow Datuk punya what you call that, food plating is very well plated, yeah, Dato, and you shared on your IG. Very nice. Thank you so much. All right. Okay, Dato. So looking at your social media accounts such as Instagram and YouTube channel, and by observing your response towards media interviews, we can see that you look so comfortable communicating in front of cameras using the English language. If you may share with us some of your tips to improve language proficiency.
I mean English.
Sebab bukan semua atlet Dato' ya boleh fluent di depan kamera. So Dato' is one
Yes,
of
yes.
our idol in terms of communicating in front of camera, feel confident, and so can you share? Maybe you have taken any steps in improving it?
Of course, a few steps taken since the beginning of my career. You know that I coming from Dungun, Terengganu. From Terengganu, it's not easy because in Terengganu, not so many people or friends or your classmate willing to converse in English. So if you want to practice, it's a little bit difficult. People malu-malu, of course lah, kan, dekat kampung semua. Nanti if we speak English, nanti orang cakap poyo lah, mengada lah apa semua kan. But I mean, since the beginning lagi di sekolah lagi, I'm very interested in English lah because I know that if I want to go further, at that time I want to become a doctor actually. So so if I want to get good excellent mark, I want to go further, I want to to become a doctor. English is one of the subject that I need to score lah. So in term of the subject too, I was doing well. But in term of the communication too, it's a little bit lag lah because dekat Terengganu, it's difficult for you to converse in English kan. But I always try to, at that time I try to practice lah. One of the way I always listen to music lah, song apa semua. I sing a song apa semua tu, all the English song lah, and watching movie as well. But when I moved to Melbourne, because like few months before I moved to Melbourne, I made some preparation lah. Like focus, brush up my English a little bit apa semua. My SPM also not bad with the English apa semua. And so, because I thought I was like fully prepared lah with the English. Then I moved to Melbourne in 2007. When I first landed here, I met with some of the Australian, my coach, his wife, and all his friends apa semua. They actually spoke a different type of English, So I was surprised. They're speaking Aussie slang. So I was like, wow, it's very different. It's like you speak Terengganu or Kelantan or different dialect lah apa semua kan. So okay, I have to adapt now. I have to adapt. Otherwise, I cannot communicate with them. I cannot understand what they're saying, and you're going to be stuck in terms of delivering the message and also receiving whatever my coach want to give the feedback. So of course, from there I need to be adaptable. So I try to learn as much as I can. I don't say that I'm very good with the English. There's still a lot more room to improve. But we have to admit that there's always room of improvement, and we need to always like constantly learning. We cannot be satisfied. Okay, we can speak a little bit of English, then okay, that's it. But for me, I always try to learn more and more and more. Still a lot more to learn. Still a lot more to improve. And the thing is, people always ask, okay, how do you want to improve your English? How do you want to do this or to do that thing? Apa semua? It has to come with your passion first. You need to love it first. If you don't like English, if you don't have any like interest to learn English, it will be difficult. Every step after that, it will become like obstacle for you. Susah lah nak tahu all this past tense, present tense, all this vocabs lah banyak apa semua. But if you tell yourself, I want to learn because I want to get better and I want to communicate with the people the whole world globally apa semua. You said that you make yourself love the language, then it will become easy. Because you can see lah now a lot of our sisters, a lot of girls from our Malaysian semua ni kan, they're very into K-pop kan, sampai ada, I was surprised actually, a lot of them they can learn Korean language too just from YouTube je. So I think
Because they put their heart and soul into it.
yeah, they put their heart, their soul into it. It will become easy, it will become easy. They always looking into it, how to improve, how to learn, what's more. So I think that's one of the things that our friends, students from Unique L can try in their life. And at the beginning when I was in Melbourne, I still remember. I think I shared this story in my social media not long ago. We had like some gathering with some of the Malaysian here in Melbourne. So there's a few of them doing PhD lah. So we were talking about something because this one particular PhD student, they're doing some of the research, with the genetics and stuff in the lab. And then, I say something about genetics. So I said gen. I said gen because I remember gen is gen 2 kan, kereta proton kan, gen. So I said gen to refer to the genetics. And they all laughing at me, like laughing, macam make funny lah kan, make fun of me. Where it's actually the right pronunciation is gene for that. Yeah, and then for me, I don't look at that as like something put me down, like malu lah orang gelak kan, I don't want to learn lah, I don't want to speak English after this kan. But it's become encouragement for me, okay, I made some mistake here, okay, I need to learn more, so that I don't do the mistake again. Some people, when people laugh at them, people like like not giving any encouragement ke apa, they feel like down lah, tak nak converse. But you need to look into that as something positive lah. Whatever lah people want to say something back apa, it doesn't matter, that's their story. But for you, as your self-development, you always need to take all these critiques ke apa semua as something positive. And alhamdulillah, after always keep practice, keep repeating some of the words apa semua, converse with my coach, alhamdulillah, it gets better. But as I said, there's still a lot more room to improve. But you guys need to understand, learning from making mistake is the best way to learn lah. I don't say that you have to make mistake lah, tapi every time when you make mistake, then you learn from it. You will remember that forever, for sure. For sure. I think a lot of us have been through that, it's the best to learn. I think apart from that, you have to be confident as well lah. If you want to speak English, you cannot be takut. Nanti you cannot even, cannot come out from your mouth if you feel not confident. So you have to be confident. Doesn't matter you right or wrong. You just, speak out. Just speak out. Just go with the flow. And from there, you're gonna become better. Always remember, practice makes perfect, inshallah.
Yes, Dato, practice makes perfect. So as Dato said just now, always speak out, put your heart and soul into it. Macam mana you sukakan K-pop sampai boleh belajar, master K-pop just by looking at YouTube videos. So you can do the same thing to English as well, we believe. So Dato shared just now, listen to songs, listen to movies, and then love the language and always practice. Jangan malu-malu, feel confident and use the language. And somehow your career force you to master the language, right, Dato?
Yeah, true, very true.
In order to survive. Then the same goes apply to all of us in most of our career in our daily life process. Okay, Dato. So from your perspective, let us move to the next question, Dato. From your perspective, what do you think the roles of social media, sports, and language to unite people across ethnicity, religion, and culture around the world, Dato?
Okay, there's some similarity between these three things, social media, sports, and language. One of it is it's the global involvement or participation of people around the world. Okay, so everyone into these three things: social media, sports, and language. So if you use this correctly, it can lead you into something positive lah. If you use for something, negative, it will lead you into something negative. But when I first, get into the social media world, get more like attention, spotlight from people, it gave me some like perspective, to see that, a lot of people look after you, they look into you, they like inspired from what you're doing, for what you're saying. I think because of what you did in terms of your performance in sport, but they can see that, okay, they inspired, they trust you, you have that good, maybe, I don't know, aura or something. You can benefit from that position. So for me, I see that as a responsibility, of course. It's not easy. Also, no, once in a while you feel like, okay, I cannot just simply share anything private about my life, or about my family apa semua, because it will grab attention to the whole world. However, when I see that people, they believe me, they trust in what I do apa semua, in terms of sport, in terms of life. So I can see that there's a room for me to send a message to everyone. And that's why, if you notice, I always try to share awareness, a good message to the people in Malaysia. And one of the message that I always try to share with everyone in my social media platform is about unity of our people in Malaysia. You know that Malaysia is a very unique country. We are very diverse. We have, a very beautiful races, ethnic in Malaysia, and of course, there's some time that we had some arguments, like in our siblings, brothers, sisters, apa semua. Sometimes we bite our tongue, we gaduh apa semua. It's normal. But I think for people that have that, a lot of followers, apa semua, icon, sport icon, or in different industry, it's very important for them to play their role. Send a very positive message, get people to unite, aware with anything that is positive. And that's why, anything that can be benefited for the community, I always onto it. Always try to share a good message, try to get people to unite. And I'm so proud, actually, when I competed at the Olympics. I'm so proud because I can see that the whole Malaysian stood up for me. Something that I never seen before. I have been to a few Olympics before this, but I think because Tokyo, where everyone is under lockdown, they stuck at their home, and I saw some of the video, people share in the social media, and I saw like one very interesting video where this one, the whole building or apartment, people like screaming and like make noise to support our Malaysian athletes during the Olympics. So that shows that doesn't matter you are Chinese, Malaysian, Indian, or Sabah Sarawak. We actually Malaysian, so we get united from sports, in terms of social media as well, when we sharing about anything, news, or for sports or anything, and also with the language as well. So there's a chance, there's a big chance for us as Malaysians. I think we better use it wisely lah. And I think Malaysia is a very harmony country. We are known in the world that we are very harmony country. We live since long time ago with all different races. We have no issues or anything. And it's very important. It's very important for not just people like me, but also I think everyone. I think all the citizens of Malaysia, we need to play our role. Avoid to send lah macam all the racial, racist messages, or something like we not even know it's a fact or not. We get some messages on the WhatsApp apa semua kita share without knowing that it's right or wrong, it's a fact or not, so we just share. So avoid sharing something that we're not sure. We don't want to share something negative into our community and people. And if can, always try to, try to send a positive vibe to everyone, to our friends, to our colleagues, to everyone. So we deserve to live not just healthily but also peacefully in this beautiful country.
Okay, Dato. So, Dato, we received a lot of comments and feedbacks, likes, love, and so many emoji in our FB, and we're going to go through those questions later, yeah? Okay, so Dato have mentioned just now to all influencer out there, IG famous out there, not only athlete, yeah? To all IG famous influencer, please, please, please send a good message and
True.
promote unity and promote good message, and don't share
Yes.
what we call it inaccurate message, fake news to your followers. That is very very important role that you need to play. Yeah, as Dato
So,
advised us just now. And to all followers and viewers right now, I think you can feel free to what we call that, to write down or share and upload in your IG or FB, and for example tips on the what we call that, move forward in life just now, or tips to maintain what we call that, to keep moving forward and manage high expectation just now, for example. So you can list down few tips given by Dato, and you can feel free to tag him on IG. Boleh Dato?
boleh, no problem. I'll be
Okay.
happy.
So we'll be more than happy to repost, right?
Yes.
Okay, Dato. If you're free, ya, Dato. Okay, Dato. So let us mengimbau, kita mengimbau sedikit lah, sejarah sikit. The whole world is aware of your injury. Many of us aware of your injury during Manchester Track Cycling World Cup and another incident during the Track World Cup in Brisbane, Australia. Correct, Dato?
Yes, true.
Correct, yang ada kayu tercucuk tu, Dato,
Yes. Kayu
Itu
tertucuk di Manchester and then one more accident in Brisbane. Yeah.
Yes, Dato. I think kalau me myself, mesti dah down sangat-sangat, Dato. Right, so we need to know how did you deal with this kind of, disappointment in life, and what is your advice to the students who are having difficulties in handling failures? As you know, Dato, nowadays dengan tambah dengan COVID-19 and whatsoever, depression cases, what we call that, bunuh diri dan sebagainya. So, can you share with us, how you deal with this kind of disappointment, and how our students can face difficulties in handling their life failures?
Okay, Syai. Of course, whenever people they look at my achievement, winning Olympics, become world champion apa semua tu, it's very, very, something very sweet, it's like a love story, right? So it's actually a very small part of the whole thing that I need to face in my life lah. It's like tip of iceberg. So the whole lot thing is actually down the bottom in the water is the huge part, which is something like this lah. Injury apa semua tu, all the difficulty, because I'm the same like you guys. I'm a human. My blood is red. You can try cut my arm to see. My blood is red, same like you guys. My hair also black like you guys too. We are the same. Even though I'm an elite athlete, go to Olympic apa semua, at the end of the day, we are human. We are the same. We are facing about similar things in life. Okay? Of course, we have some issues, either the private or work related issues. We're going to face that. That's reality. I just want to share with you guys about one of my very interesting story about my career. When the first time I moved to Melbourne in 2007, my goal is to become a world champion. I still remember before I moved to Melbourne, when I was still in the junior squad, we had this gathering with the sports people, with the some of the people in the association, management. So I was young at that time. I think I was 18 at that time, and they were asking like, okay, what do you guys want to achieve in your career? So they all ask for us lah, budak-budak. They address us as budak-budak semua. Yeah, of course, because we young, 18 years old, and most of my teammates, they want to become Sukma champion lah, because Sukma was the highest at the time, and also there's a few of them they want to become SEA Games champion. SEA Games is Southeast Asia Games. It's also like one of the macam besar jugalah for us yang berada dalam this development program ni. But when it comes to my turn, I stood up and I said I want to become a world champion. Everybody was shocked, like, oh wow, orang semua nak menang Sukma and SEA Games, and Azizo nak jadi juara dunia. Macam something like very, tak boleh imagine, you know, something like crazy lah, macam melampau budak ni nak jadi juara dunia kan. Tapi at that young age, saya dah ada that you know, my self belief, my clear goal. This is what I want to achieve one day. I know. But of course, it need to have a consistent hard work lah, planning dah apa semua. Tapi at that young age saya dah ada dah that intention semua tu, that goal tu. Tapi yelah, of course, some of the people they look at it as something like, not relevant, you know. Of course, it sounds like something very difficult for us at that time. Cycling is not like huge in Malaysia. We are nothing at the highest elite level platform in cycling at that time. But it's a dream. It's a dream, and also it's something that you put in yourself. So I moved to Melbourne in 2007. So in 2009, in 2010, I nearly to win gold medal. I lost by millimeters. I got the silver medal twice, 2009, 2010, and after that I struggled a bit, with the injuries lah apa semua. But I didn't give up. Because I have that goal. I want to become world champion, and I'm not going to give up until I can achieve that. So it's a lot of difficulty along the way I need to achieve. Macam-macam in sports, injury benda biasa lah, injury lah, fracture lah, macam-macam benda semua kan. And then it doesn't take me 2-3 years or 5 years or 6 years to become world champion. It took me 10 years. 2017. From 2007 until 2017, then Alhamdulillah, I finally become a world champion. So nobody ever believed that. Nobody even thought that I will become a world champion. Sports that dominated by the Europeans. Sports that need the physical strength, size, apa semua. And then this little Azizo ni from Malaysia ni, very small physical size kan, paling kecil in the pack, in the group apa semua tu, tapi still can win a world title. It's a history, not just for myself, but it's for the sport and also for Malaysia. But to show it to you guys, if you guys don't give up, whatever your ambition or your goal in life, you can achieve it. Just don't give up. Keep working hard. Keep doing it. Keep consistent, be disciplined, and believe in yourself, because every one of us has the ability to be success in their life. And we have to understand too, in the life is as I mentioned earlier, we will face a lot of series of failure, difficulty, and obstacle. And if you look at that as something positive, it will help you to develop more yourself. You will push yourself out from your comfort zone. If you look at that as something negative, it will just put you down. Okay, that's it. I don't want to do this. I failed a few times. That's it. And it's very important for us to embrace that. And I do not try to scare all the students here today, but you have to embrace that. At the one time of your life, you will face this failure. Doesn't matter in whatever you're doing lah. But you have to embrace that. You have to be prepared, because this thing come into your life with a reason. It's like a test for you. Same when you go to school. Masa sekolah rendah, ada 1, 2, 3, you have the test kan, and the test getting harder and harder and harder. And you go to the high school, the test also from tingkatan 1 sampai tingkatan 5, it just gonna become harder and harder. Same. And then you go to uni life, also even harder than what you had before. But if you look back, all the tests that you done in sekolah rendah, sekolah menengah, is nothing now. because you've been through that. So same with the difficulty, all this challenge in your life. So you know, all this problem, all this struggle can either drop us to the ground or make us better. Nah, I think for me, I believe all this problem is like macam ular lah, snakes lah. They change the skin, so they change the skin. They they have the new skin. So once in a while, you have to change your skin. It's gonna become. I mean, it's gonna become hard, of course. For me, to prepare for the Olympics, it's very difficult for me. I mean, I have my wife, I have my kids. I have to leave them for a very long time. We've been separated for, I think, nearly 4 months away. It's not easy. And, my wife pregnant at that time, and I have to leave my family. No, I lived my family since 2004 when I first moved to Bukit Air Sports School. So we hardly to see each other. Only once in a while when I transit in Malaysia, or, like have a short break in Malaysia, then I can see them. But it's not easy. It's not easy for someone like me. We just can communicate on the phone all the time. But that is all the challenge in my life, in my career, to achieve greatness. And don't just see the failure on ourselves as well, but you have to learn from other people's failures too. So I love to read books, a lot of books about entrepreneurs, all these successful people. We're gonna learn that they also going through a lot more difficult things in their life. So I think the simple calculation is, the more or the higher goal that you want to achieve in your life, you're going to face a bigger challenge. So you gotta be prepared. You want to become a great individual. You have to be strong, you have to be fully prepared, and you have to be keep moving forward.
Exactly, Dato. So if you want to be, remember that, guys, if you want to be a great people, be prepared for challenge. Be prepared for challenges and face it, embrace it, and don't give up. Because remember, Dato said just now, failure comes with reason. Or we can say hikmah, yeah, Dato?
Hikmah, yes.
Yes, okay, Dato. Perhaps it is not too late for us to congratulate Dato on the conferment of Darjah Kebesaran Datuk Paduka Mahkota Terengganu DPMP by the Sultan of Terengganu this year, in recognition of your stellar career and amazing contribution to Malaysia. Congrats, Dato.
Thank you so much.
And you have also been appointed as ambassadors for many world-class brands. So, Dato, how do you turn this recognition into a platform or a mean to promote unity among multiracial communities, especially in Malaysia?
Okay. For me, with the sponsorship, branding apa semua tu, I'm very particular lah with what company or brand that I work with. So people in the industry, they know lah that I'm very picky or choosy. So I'm not simply work with anyone. For me, it's very important that the company that I want to work with, we share the same values. Every company, they have their values, right? So I will make sure that they share the same values, so that we can work together along the way easier lah. And we have the same direction, we have the same goals. And also, I work with company that have something bigger or something good message to send to the people lah. I don't simply work with any things that any brand just want to make money ke apa, dodgy stuff apa semua kan. So I'm very picky. So far, with one of my sponsors, which is CMB, we did a lot of good things in the community, not just in terms of the sport and branding. We did a lot of in terms of CSR as well. One of the things, I think in 2019 or early 2020, like that, we went to visit this all the housing house in the Shah Alam, and we visit them, and we help them to build some basic facility, like we built them a court for them, so they can, all the community, they can use, and then we built like like a study or reading room, like small library for all the young kids use to hang out there, to do their homeworks, to borrow books and everything like that. But we do something, and with Daikin as well, we did some community work as well. Some of the kids, they have like a wish list. We find some of the poor people around Lembah Klang a couple of years ago, and we try to fulfill their dream. Some of them, they want bike, some of them they want new baju lah apa. So a lot of things lah, budak-budak they want toys, so we try to fulfill that. I think working with the sponsors apa semua, we use this platform as to help the community. It's like our responsibility lah. And I think you guys heard the words. I think this is coming from Cheetah Superman go. With great power come great responsibility kan. Jadi I don't ask myself to be here, I don't want to be here if I can, but since I'm already here, so I have that responsibility, so might as well I have to be benefited lah. I have to, whenever I come back from major tournament, if I have short break in Malaysia, I will allocate some of the time for the family and some of the time to do CSR work with the sponsors too. So I love to participate with them. I love to help people. I love to meet people on the ground. And I think the whole Malaysia, we should do things like that lah. I think everyone at any level, we need to taking care of each other. Mostly with the current situation with the COVID-19 ni lah, sebab a lot of people I think struggle. A lot of people having a lot of difficulty in their life, a lot of people losing jobs, and a lot more other stuff. So it's important for us to look after each other. Doesn't matter they are our neighbors ke, they just our the classmate ke or work colleague ke apa semua. It's very important for us to help each other, because at the end of the day, we are human. We need each other in this ecosystem. We live in this world, and I think I hope I can do more to help our community. But itulah, I hope all the Malaysian apa semua, they get inspired. They also get influenced with this good conduct. And hope we all Malaysian, will stay united and always try to help each other lah, mostly in this difficult time.
Yes, Dato. So thank you very much, Dato. And time seems to fly by very fast, by listening to all the important life tips you shared with us just now. So Dato, it is time for Q&A session. So ladies and gentlemen, as we promised earlier, I am going to take some questions from the audience. Okay, all right. So these are the questions from Teams, Microsoft Teams. Okay, Dato. So does your age affect your performance during Olympics, or you think you become stronger and more experienced than your younger self?
I think it's a good question. I don't think that the age affected me in terms of my performance. It's just that there's a few little things that I have to face lah with the older age, which is recovery. Getting slower a little bit lah compared to when I was in early 20s. But we know that, we prepare for that. So we did some adjustment in terms of the training program lah. Like for example, like the younger athletes yang lain-lain tu, for example, they have to do like 4 gym session per week. So like for athlete like me, at this stage, I don't have to do 4 session dah, because I've been through that foundation work for a very long time dah. Semua tu dah di build up dah. So I did 3 gym session, for example lah kan. Lepas tu maybe some of the day, if we had like some big session, if I need more rest time to recover, then my coach will give more rest time. And I also communicate with my coach lah. I told him that, okay, I think I'm not fully recovered, I need a little bit more time. So we have to be smart jugalah, kena guna smart approach in terms of that performance tu. Sebab with as you get older, one of the things that will affect is recovery, but we have to know how to deal with it lah. But during the tournament tu, I think there's no issue pun with tournament. And when we are speaking about experience, of course, experience is something that can be above your performance. For example, before Olympics lah, like many other tournaments before this, when I been to that tournament, even though I'm not at the 100% conditions, but I still can win the race. Why? Simply because I have the experience. I know what to do, and my plan, my tactic is 3 or 4 steps ahead of my opponent. I know where to make the movement. I know what to avoid. I know how to conserve my energy. So I know how to do. It's like a chess game lah juga a little bit. But experience is something that you cannot build in short time. There's no shortcut. Experience is about learning from the time. So of course there's a like give and take lah kan. As you get older, your recovery gets slower, but you have more experience. You are more wiser. You are more calm during the race apa semua tu. But I think at that particular race in Olympic, I think that is the best ever condition lah. Not just in terms of physical, but also in terms of mental juga. I was so relaxed. I was so calm. Every decision making tu memang perfect. Only as you can see, the last race je lah, which is not coming from me, coming from other opponent, the mistakes, the big gap apa semua tu. I don't want to comment into details, but that's the reality of the sport. Sometimes it can happen things like that. Sometimes it's not coming from ourselves; it's from other people. So we have to move forward and learn from it lah.
Okay, Dato. So let us move to Facebook. Munira and Maisara nak tahulah macam mana Dato maintain the momentum, macam mana Dato kekalkan momentum, kesejahteraan mental and physical in your career and your daily life routine, Dato.
Okay, there's 2 separate things. For physical, as I mentioned earlier, you have to stay disciplined, and not just disciplined for 1 week, 1 month, or 6 months, or 1 year. You have to be consistent for a long period of time with that discipline. To become a great athlete or great individual. But in terms of mental health, it's completely different to the physical health lah. With the mental health, mostly now with the COVID-19 apa semua, it's not easy, of course. So I think statistics show that I think 1 out of 6 have mental issue or mental health related problem lah. I think I mentioned today in my social media. It's not easy. With the mental health, you cannot keep it to yourself. That is the secret. I mean, a lot of people, sometimes they don't know what to do, or they shy, they malu to share with friends ke, with the family ke. They felt that it's okay to keep it to themselves. But with that constant pressure in terms of the mental ni, you have to speak out. You have to find someone that you trust or you're comfortable. You have to speak out. You have to tell them. You have to share what's wrong or what's your problem or anything. Like for example, like for me, even though I'm an elite athlete, but young people consider as mental kuat lah apa semua. Sometimes I have my downtime juga. So I share my problem with my wife. I call my mom, cerita dekat my mom, whatever I need to face apa semua. And I also have a lot of conversation with my coach. We talk a lot. We have any issue, we have any problem, we talk to each other, we share, and we try to find solutions. And if I think that issue is more than normal, then I will go to see either psychologist or psychiatrist, something like that, if it's something very serious. So I think it's very important for, in our community lah. I think maybe not so many people still fully educate or aware about the mental health issue, and that's why a lot of NGOs and organizations out there, they are keep doing awareness about the mental health right now, because they want to tell people it's okay not to be okay. You have to find the right channel to find help. Don't keep it to yourself.
Okey Dato, soalan agak hot issue nowadays. Kita tengok trend terbaru iaitu sempena PKP, lockdown dan sebagainya, trend terbaru munculnya cyclist baru di jalan raya. So this is related to the next question in teams. Ada soalan yang tanya, how to encourage teenagers to involve in cyclists instead of racing, which is yang berbahaya di atas jalan raya, Dato'.
Itulah, it's a little bit sad lah. I mean, I tried to send some good message before this. I mean, to all the the beginner cyclists ni, if can avoid lah to go out by yourself, because we heard the news. I think two cyclists get hit by car recently, kan? And also avoid to go out with your, same level friends lah, yang mana-mana yang baru just get into cycling ni, all the beginner ni, avoid just to go out by you guys je in that group. You find people that already like been in the cycling for a long time lah, all the seasonal cyclists lah. And I think there's a lot of groups out there, they organize ride, and they know the proper routes lah to go for ni cycling apa semua. And we know that the government already apply the new rules. You cannot ride on the highway apa semua tu, nanti kena fine apa semua. I think it's not fair juga, but then we cannot blame the government juga, because with the current situation apa semua ni, kan. But I think it's very important to all the cyclists ni to do the right thing lah. For me myself pun, I don't want to see any cyclist ke any people yang just nak get involved with cycling ni, get affected with this good hobby, kan. So I think it's very important for you to educate yourself first, how to go ride, the bike on the road and in the open road apa semua tu is very important to understand the safety rule apa semua, go with the right people, with the right group. And that's why I hope that in the future I can do something lah about the cycling things in Malaysia. And hopefully that one day I can open like a the velodrome tu, and doing the open session so that people can come ride the bikes in the velodrome, so it's more safe. Because I've been to Europe, it's very cool to see people coming back from work with suit apa semua ni, dia walk with the briefcase apa semua, datang velodrome, tukar baju, change, lepas tu pergi kayu basikal semua dalam velodrome tu, pusing, buat effort lah apa semua, ataupun just kayuh je, kan. So it's very cool, it's in the control environment, tak ada kereta apa semua, it's 100% safe. Of course lah, kalau boleh jatuh sikit-sikit tu is normal lah, kan, tapi safe lah from all the truck, kereta apa semua ni. Tapi itulah, insyaAllah lah, in the future hopefully we can do something. But I hope that all the stakeholder yang kat Malaysia sekarang ni, please do something lah for the cyclists kat Malaysia ni. Sebab because this sport is already expand a lot, it's become like a new trend, phenomena kat Malaysia. Jadi cannot lah just sit down and just watching je, tengok what happen apa semua. You guys have to do something lah. This is a good hobby. It's a good hobby, yeah.
Okey Dato', ringkas dan padat sikit lagi Dato' daripada Teams, Microsoft Teams, ya. So Dato', jika Dato' bukan penunggang basikal profesional, apa yang mungkin Dato' lakukan sekarang, ya?
Kalau bukan penunggang basikal, yang boleh saya confirm, saya sekarang ni adalah professional babysitter, jaga anak-anak saya dan wife, sebab wife tengah pregnant. Saya juga suka masak, tapi kalau saya bukan cyclist, saya rasa mungkin saya chase my dream to become a doctor lah kot. Tapi sekarang ni sebab jadi professional cyclist, then that's why I just pursue my degree in sport science je, sebab nak jadi doktor tu dah mungkin too busy kan to study medic kan.
The final one from Teams, your favorite sports quote, Dato'?
Actually I want to share my own quote lah.
Your own quote, yes.
Give everything, leave nothing. So you give everything, you leave nothing. You give all out, 100% in everything lah. In your sport ke, in your life ke, in your study ke, in your work ke, give everything. 100% fully committed.
Okay, so give everything, leave nothing. So once again, thank you very much, Dato'. And let us give a big round of applause to our honorable speaker for sharing his valuable experiences and advice just now. I am sad to say that we have come to the end of our program. On behalf of University Kuala Lumpur, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Yang Berbahagia Dato Mohd Azizulhasni bin Awang for spending his precious time with all of us today. Any last word from you, Dato?
Okay, Shahid, I think my last word I just want to share with our students and all the all the participants today in our webinar. From wrap up from our conversation today, believe in yourself. Percaya dengan kemampuan diri. You know, if you want to achieve anything, your ambition, your goal, it need to be start with, you know, self-belief. That's number one. Number two, don't fear failure. Jangan takut untuk gagal apa semua. That is part of the success. Is, you know, is the journey to become a success in your life. And you don't have to afraid if you fail at one time or two time or three times, because you don't have to start from the scratch. You know, you already start a few steps ahead, you know. So the next one is dream big. I share with you guys, people laughing at me when I say I want to become a world champion at a young age. Never scare, never be malu, always dream big. Whatever it is, whatever you have in yourself, in your heart, in your mind, dream big. The next one is work hard. Of course, when you dream big, you need to work hard. Keep working hard and always stay positive. I mentioned a lot to stay positive. It's very important, mostly with current situation right now. Always stay positive. Everything what happened in your life, all the challenge, all the struggles, all the difficulties, they come with the reason. Stay positive. Take it as positive, and it will help your journey. And the last one, you know, enjoy the journey, you know, and nikmati perjalanan hidup anda. It will be a lot of ups and downs, but might as well you just enjoy it. I think thank you so much to UniKL, all the management that involved with this webinar, all the VIPs. I mean, it's so sad that we already at the end of the time, but I hope I can be with you guys again. And who knows, hopefully one day I can be physically with you guys at the uni to do the sharing session, inshallah.
So thank you so much, Dato. We wish you all the best for Paris 2024.
Inshallah. Thank you so much.
Inshallah. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, there are two sessions of photo opportunity. We will start with our honorable VIP, then we will proceed with everyone in teams. So please stay for a while, yeah? Distinguished guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen, to commemorate the event, I would like to invite Yang Berbahagia Dato Mohd Azizulhasni bin Awang, Yang Berbahagia Profesor Dato Dr. Khairul Subari, Yang Berbahagia Associate Professor Dr. Tuan Salwani Awang, Elai Saleh, Yang Berusaha Madam Nila Maisara Kasim, Yang Berusaha Madam Mona Sita Abu Bakar, and Yang Berusaha Madam Nudia Iswa Nur Jasni for a short opportunity session. May we have all the guests of honor to activate your camera.
Thank you everyone who joining us today, and I wish good luck and all the best. Stay safe and stay healthy, everyone. Yeah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, finally, I would also like to thank all of you who are joining us today for your active participation. It is our greatest hope that the input from this webinar can inspire us to be better in life. To all students, please be reminded to fill up the attendance form in the link provided for your ETS certificate and GHOGs. That's all for today. Till we meet again, don't forget, stay safe, stay strong together. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and goodbye.